Welcome students to today's lesson. Today we are going to be treating animal diseases, and under this topic we are going to be looking at meaning of disease, types of disease, ways disease gets to farm animals, causes of farm animal disease, and ways to identify sick animals. A disease is referred to as an unhealthy condition in the body of farm animals. It is described as an abnormality that affects the health and well-being of farm animals. Now, the types of diseases. We have infectious diseases. These are caused by pathogens and parasites. Non-infectious diseases. These are caused by factors such as environment and management practices. Then nutritional disease are caused by deficiencies or imbalance in the diet of farm animals. Next, we are going to be discussing the ways diseases get to farm animals. Diseases get to farm animals through one, direct contact. When animals that are sick have contact with animals that are healthy. Then we have indirect contact. This occurs when animals have contact with contaminated materials or food or even humans. The next means is vector. Vectors such as mosquitoes or flies can also spread diseases to farm animals. Now, how to identify a sick animal. For a person to be able to identify a sick animal, you have to look out for the following signs. 1. Appetite. The animal begins to have lack of appetite. Secondly, persistent coughing. We have high fever, that's the animal begins to run temperature. Also, weight loss. You will notice that the animal begins to get thin. The animal is emaciating. Also, we have reduced production. You will notice as a farmer in your production there is a little change. It's not as normal. Then finally, animals' inability to stand or move. The animals become sluggish. These are ways to identify a sick animal. Now let's treat some common diseases of farm animal. The first disease is foot and mouth disease. This disease is a viral disease, meaning it is caused by virus. The symptoms include sores on the feet, the lips, tongues, cheek, and inability to eat, weakness, lameness, and finally death. The mode of transmission of this disease is through contact with infected animals or contact with contaminated food and water. The effect is death of animals. The control measures is vaccination and also burying dead animals deeply. These are the ways to control foot and mouth disease. The next disease we are going to be talking about is rinderpest disease. Rinderpest disease is also a viral disease and it mostly affects cattle. The symptoms include high fever, blood-stained diarrhea, difficulty in breathing, and animals begin to grind their teeth. And the mode of transmission is by having contact with infected animals and eating contaminated food. The effect of this disease is death, and the control measure is vaccination, isolation, and also burying of dead animals deeply. The next disease that we are going to be looking at is Newcastle disease. Newcastle disease is also a viral disease that affects poultry. The symptoms include drop in feed intake, severe respiratory difficulties, twisting of the neck, paralysis of the leg or wings, and laying of soft-shelled eggs. The mode of transmission is through contact with feces of birds, nasal or oral discharge from the diseased bird or material. The effects include low production and death rate. Okay, it can be controlled by vaccination, which include intraocular or muscular, and also good sanitary practices. The next disease is brucellosis. Brucellosis is a bacterial disease that affects mainly cattle. Symptoms include abortion, stillbirth, emaciation, irritation condition of the pregnant cow. The mode of transmission is by having contact with infected animals and their products. The effect includes loss of fetus, reduced production, and retained placenta. Retained placenta simply means when the cow gives birth, the placenta refuses to come out. The next disease is anthrax. Anthrax is also a bacterial disease that mostly affects cattle, sheep, and goats. Symptoms include abdominal pain, emaciation, bloody discharge from the nose, mouth, and anus, and also swelling in the neck area. Anthrax is a zoonotic disease, meaning it also affects man. Now let's take a look at the mode of transmission. Anthrax is transmitted through having contact with infected animals and their products. The effect is death. Then the control measure is vaccination, burn or bury dead animals deeply, disinfect properly after the disease has occurred in the head. Note, do not open the carcass of infected animal because it is a zoonotic disease, it can spread. The next disease we are going to be looking at is ringworm, and it's a fungal disease that affects all animals. The symptoms include loss or falling of hairs, reddening of the skin, itching, produces grey patches in poultry. Now, the mode of transmission is that it is usually transmitted from infected animals to healthy ones through direct contact. The effect, it results in loss of hairs of animal, resulting to low market value due to the poor appearance of the animal. Okay, the control measure is maintain clean condition and isolate infected animal while you treat with iodine dressing on the surfaces. The next disease is coccidiosis, and it is a protozoan disease. The symptoms include emaciation, paleness, loss of appetite, and blood-stained or watery diarrhea. Coccidiosis affects poultry. So now let's take a look at the mode of transmission. Coccidiosis is transmitted by taking contaminated food or water from the droppings of infected birds. The effect of this disease is drop in egg production and death. Okay, control measures include maintaining high hygienic conditions, disinfect poultry house before stocking. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Okay, Feel free to ask any questions concerning this topic that you don't understand, and don't forget to attempt the question on your content pages and quizzes. Bye. See you in our next class.